The protest action today started with some damage to property in Soweto. Police now investigating a case of public violence and malicious damage to property after an alleged explosion at eNCA Lax's house in Pimville. He's, of course, the leader of what is known as the Soweto Parliament. My colleague, fellow eNCA here and reporter Heidi Giokos was in Pimville earlier today, tracking developments. She's back with us now in studio. Good afternoon, Heidi. So tell us what happened at eNCA Lax's Soweto home.
Well, police are currently investigating what is believed to have been a commercial explosion that went off at eNCA Lax's house in Pimville. What we do understand is that it might have not been detonated properly, because what we were told by eNCA Lax was that the one explosion went off on the roof of his house, the second one ricocheted off of the electric fence and caused damage to the house opposite his, with windows being broken, and the house next door to him. Fortunately, there were no injuries that were reported, despite the fact that initially eNCA Lax did go onto social media indicating that basically blaming the EFF for this and making quite a serious remark, saying his whole family has been killed. But when we asked him, he did indicate that he's still verifying that. But when the police minister got there, the police minister did indicate that there have been no injuries or deaths reported at this particular stage.
Were you and other media present there able to ascertain that there was a bomb explosion?
We did not see any bomb. I for one, did not see any bomb. We did ask explosion, I must not use the word bomb, explosion. We did ask the police to show us perhaps any evidence or proof or what was left of this explosion. And the police said they are unable to show us that at this stage, because it could interfere with their investigations if this matter eventually does go to court. But the police on scene did say that it's a commercial explosion that's also apparently used for illegal mining. Apparently the Zamazamas also use that kind of explosion, and it comes from Mozambique. So the police are saying that this is what they found. There's evidence of it. The National Police Commissioner, Fani Masemola, also indicating that it could be a commercial explosion. But I think what's important here, Bradan, is that we didn't necessarily see severe damage of an explosion. So
No, did you see remnants of the supposed bomb?
Only the windows. We've only seen windows being broken.
The neighbors' windows broken.
The neighbors' windows, as well as opposite eNCA Lax's house. But the actual property of eNCA Lax, there was no damage whatsoever, not on the electric fence, not on the wall, except it seemed as though there was some grass patch. I'm not sure if the bomb was inside there or what exactly happened, but there
was a small hole on the ground.
Yes, I'm not sure if the police were digging up for investigations, but that's all we could see.
So the police minister took it seriously enough to be there?
Yes, and I think
with the police commissioner, Fani Masemola?
Yes, and there was a high police presence there, and there were bomb explosions, forensics there, experts, that's the word.
So we're going to have to wait and see what really comes out of this, because for me there are more questions than answers at the moment. And if you and other colleagues in the media could not be shown any evidence of a bomb, well, we've got questions. We want to see what really happened there, and it's the right thing to do. We need to ask the police to provide the evidence, because these are very serious allegations, because there's a bit of tension currently that's going on. What else was the minister on about this morning in Soweto, besides visiting eNCA Lax's home that has allegedly been bombed?
Yes, so we know that Soweto was one of the hotspot areas, or one of the areas that was put on a list to be on a lookout for. But, by then it was very calm. There were no disruptions. Everything was functioning as normal. We did see EFF members protesting on Chris Hani Road all the way up to Maponya Mall. We do know that there
was Maponya Mall open?
Maponya Mall was open. There was just one entrance that they closed off, but Maponya Mall was open. Most businesses were open. Dobsonville Mall was open as well. And these areas were mostly targeted during the July 2021 unrest.
I remember, yes.
Everything
Jabulani Mall as well.
Open, fully functional. Everything was as normal. And the police minister...
Now, police visibility, sorry to cut in there, Heidi. What did you observe on the ground in Soweto?
Yes, exactly. I've never seen so many police officers in Soweto in my life. There were so many police officers, JMPD. When we were actually leaving Soweto this afternoon, we saw a high police contingency at the hospital, Bara Hospital.
Chris Hani Baragwanath.
Yes. And there's a taxi rank on the left-hand side.
The biggest, one of the biggest
yes.
taxi ranks in this country.
There was high police presence there. So I think that also, I'm not sure if it scared people away or people felt a little bit safer, and this is why they went about their days. But there was definitely a high police presence, and things were functioning as normal.
I don't expect you to answer this, but it's just like a question in a comment that when we see that police are capable of maintaining law and order, lawlessness, you wonder why the other days they are not doing it, you know? We wonder why they're not protecting our women and children from GBV, which is a pandemic, according to the president himself. He's described it as a pandemic. Why there's not such a focus? But today there was this big focus. So they are able to do it, so they need to be doing it going forward. They've set a precedent for themselves. We're going to be watching them closer, I guess, going forward to say, if you can do it today, you can do it any other day, in making sure that the citizens are protected. So any arrests in Soweto?
Not that we know of. We just know that 87 people have been arrested. And
that's in total?
That's in total, nationwide. And we've also been told that the possibility of there being 3 councillors, EFF councillors, out of the 87 is very probable. The police minister confirming this to us and saying that they have been informed 3 EFF councillors, 1 in Mpumalanga, 1 in the Free State, and 1 here in Gauteng, have been arrested. Why were they arrested, and why were the 87 people arrested?
It's an allegation or the claim made by the police at the moment.
Yes.
But we haven't seen anything official.
Yes, but the issue around the 87 people being arrested, they were intimidating people, they were obstructing roads, they were barricading roads, and they were causing disruptions. And we do know that that was not allowed, part of this EFF protest shutdown.
So you're saying Soweto was business as usual? Is that a fair assessment?
Very fair assessment. And just to your point, I know you're saying that you didn't really want me to answer this.
No, I didn't expect you to keep quiet. You are a fellow eNCA, you can say anything.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see the resources that have been pulled out today. The fact that 3,000 soldiers have been deployed.
More than 3,000?
More than 3,000 have been deployed for the next month or so. As a woman in this country that's also been a victim of a very terrible crime, you ask yourself, why can't this be my life every day, where I feel safe and every corner there's a police
officer? If I'm a
officer.
Resident of Westbury, just 2 weeks ago, 14 people were shot. I think at least 1 died in Westbury, in Johannesburg, gangland. If I'm a resident of Westbury, I'm saying, but why am I not protected like this? Why can't this government, this police, go and focus in those areas that we know as so-called hotspots, ganglands, like in Mitchell's Plain and the Cape Flats? If you can do it today, you can do it all the time.
All the time. And it just shows you that there is manpower, there is muscle. We have the boots. Why aren't they on the ground?
We've got the resources.
Exactly. And the police minister was actually asked this, Bradan, and he's indicated that they are looking into this, and this is why they've asked for more resources and support for the next month. And this is why SANDF will be deployed until the 17th.
You know, in some of the live visuals, when we're looking at Nqobile Madlala in Durban earlier, and we're looking at what's happening as well in Pretoria, and Julius Malema and other leaders from other organizations marching, you look at how police are managing it and engaging the organizers, not there like they got rubber bullets, they are ready to fire stun grenades and stuff. So that's how you manage order as a police, public order. So we're capable of doing that. They are capable. I guess it will be interesting to engage with Fanny Masimula after today to say what's going to happen in future. Thank you very much, Heidi Giokos. Welcome back from Soweto. She now knows Soweto better than I do.